Hey guys, welcome back to another episode with Life of the Hamptons. Today what I'm going to do, I know it's a little loud, what I'm going to do is, you can see I've got our side-by-side in, and it's a little Polaris 570 Ranger, a little new addition to the farm. Let y'all look at it. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a couple things, but like right here you can see this mat. I'm going to cut this. This is a horse stall mat, or a stall mat, whatever they call it, tractor supply. Just going to cut this to fit the bed. So it's not that this poly needs it, it has to have it, but what I have noticed from having a lot of side-by-sides for years and years, these poly beds can get fragile in the wintertime. If it gets really cold, they can get fragile if it's really cold and you're out throwing wood or rock or something in the bed, and they are susceptible to break or crack. So I'm gonna put that in there, and that'll prevent the cracking and breaking issue that we could get into this winter. So what I'm doing, I'm letting this thing run, and I'm going to get a decibel reading, and it's not terribly loud. Now obviously I'm under my shed, so it's going to be echoing a little louder. It's not terribly loud as is. This is a 2020 model, so they've done a few things. They've moved the engine back out from under the seat, and the engine's actually under the bed now with these newer models. But it's not terribly bad, but I'm gonna see if I can make it a little quieter. And all I'm gonna do, I thought about putting an additional muffler down here. It's like I thought about coming out with an additional muffler here and turning it and putting the car muffler right here and just having it piped in right here. And I may still do that. But what I'm looking at right now is something I've been watching. It's just basically stainless steel, and I know it's probably got it reading backwards, but it's just stainless, like SOS pads or something like that. That I give $1 for these two of them. And all I'm going to do is take right here. I'm going to take that little plug out. You can see it's like a little adapter plug. I'm going to take right there, and I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to put these in there and put that back in. And I'm going to watch my heat to make sure I'm not getting too much back pressure. That's why I'm letting it run now. Sorry about the hand in the camera. But as you can see, hopefully maybe, say 174 degrees right now. And that way I'm just going to kind of get a gauge on how the temperature is going to do with I don't want to get too much back pressure in there, but just going to see what it does before we go through the hassle of mocking up another muffler on there, see if it helps bring it down a little bit. And I'm going to have the dB reading. I downloaded it on my phone, the decibel reading, so we'll be able to tell, and it may not work, but I'm out $1 if it don't work. So anyway, that's what we're going to do, and I'll just cut to the chase, and we'll go ahead and start doing it right now. As you can see right here, what we're doing, I want to take my phone and put it down right here, and so it's all things being equal, I'll get the same reading. I'm not going to move the side-by-side. I'm going to put the phone here, get my decibel reading from that exhaust, and it's kind of pointed right at it. I'll get that. I will take a snapshot of that reading, and I'll put it in the video, and then I'm going to install the little piece, and there's nothing to it, but I'm just going to install that and put the plug back in, and then get another decibel reading, and I'll still shot that, and I'll put that in. So we'll just see what happens from there. As you can see right here, 92 decibels is my max reading as it was at an idle with a stock exhaust with no modifications. You can see here this is 97 decibels was my max reading at 4,000 RPMs. Hey guys, as you can see, all I'm doing, I took the baffle, or whatever you want to call this. Some people call it a baffle spark arrestor. That's more along the lines of what it is. It's got this netting. It is a noticeable difference if you crank it without just that spark arrestor in it. And I'll do that for you. You hear that? It's got that old school, you got the old school Honda Foreman pop to it. Pow, 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 pow. That real deep popping. And I like my sound effects. But anyway, so all I'm doing is taking this stuff you can get at the dollar store anywhere. This is literally a 2-pack, and it is $1. So we're going to use our math skills, and that's just 50 cents a piece. 53 cents a piece after tax in the great state of North Carolina. So I'm just going to take that, and I'm going to continue to push it up in there. And I'm going to go back and watch my heat. And if that's just too much for it, you don't have to worry about getting that out. All you have to do, folks, is take this baffle right back out and crank it up, and it will absolutely blow that piece of stainless out of there, I promise. Anyway, I'm going to do it, and we're going to come back and see. Hey guys, back. I'm going to try to let you see up in there. I don't know if you can, but it is up in there, and it's probably all the way back up here in this, because that piece was about 4 inches long or so. But now we're going to crank it up and see if there's just too much restriction. And it is a ton quieter. It's getting out of there. I just don't know how hard it's going to make my exhaust. Just have to wait and see what it's going to do. But as far as do a little rev up here. It is definitely quieter. We will put the decibel meter back on it and get a comparison, and I'll post that here in just a second. As you can see here, guys, we're down from 92 decibels with the factory exhaust down to 80. That's 12 decibels quieter with this mod. And we're down 6 decibels at 4,000 RPMs. This mod really works. All right, guys, we're back. I have a conclusion. In conclusion, it is a unanimous win. All I did was put a 50-cent piece of steel wool in my exhaust tip, and it's causing the exhaust to be baffled in the muffler even more, in the stock muffler even more. It's giving it more back pressure and causing the muffler to actually work more than what it does by putting a little restriction on it. Doesn't appear to be too much restriction because it's sitting here idling at, if you can see that, but it's idling at about 179 to 180. Now we're going up now because the fans are not on. But it'll go up and the fans kick on and it comes right back down to about 172, 173. And then works its way right back up just like it did before. So time will tell. Getting out and riding it on the trail and using it around the farm, I always keep my gauge on my temperature anyway. So I'll be able to watch that and keep an eye on it. As long as my fan's working, it'll just, the only thing it could do maybe would be the fan having to kick on more often. But I'll keep an eye on it and see what it's doing, and we'll just go from there. But as of right now, what I'll probably do is I'll put me some more sound deadener somehow under my seat. Probably the best thing I could buy right there would be those the actual compartments, the storage compartments. Even though they're thin, it would keep that echo down. But I do that, and maybe when I put them in, I will wrap the back of them with a reflective tape and do something here. And I'll do something here with the bed and this piece of plastic here. And because now the main thing is, I think it's just like echo, and you know, I've got a real glass windshield, so that, and then I've got the glass back, so that kind of echoes everything inside. So we'll just go from there. But this was a unanimous win, even though I was the only person voting. It's quiet. And we'll go up here and I'll give you one more little sit. You're hearing the engine. There's no more of that popping exhaust sound like old school four-wheelers, single cylinder four-wheelers. So it's a win. It's a win-win. Stay tuned for more videos of this. Will be I didn't get that cut out. I'll show you after pictures of that when I get it cut out. I'll put them in here. But we'll be doing some more work on our trails up above our house, and we'll do some more videos of us climbing that mountain. And it's one of those things. It's so steep you wouldn't imagine it unless you were out here on it. A regular four-wheeler, I have made it up there with a four-wheel drive four-wheeler, and not a three-wheel drive four-wheeler. It has to be something that's actually true lock-in four-wheel drive. Even in the super dry weather, it's so steep that it's constantly, a four-wheeler's wanting to flip where they're shorter wheelbase, constantly. I mean, it is that steep. But with the side-by-side, you don't have that to worry about as much, if any. Because as long as you're going face first up the hill, these things won't keep going till they flip. They'll stop and actually dig a hole down before they would come on over. In reason, unless you're flying and bouncing and grab a root with the rear tires or something. But if you're just going up through there and the trail's smooth, there's no roots or anything, it's just a good dirt trail, but it's just steep, they won't flip backwards. They'll spin out first. But this thing, tell you how steep it is, I've yet to make it to the top with this. I've not pushed it really hard. I have went into 100 or low range, and my wife and I have went up and we've tried to make it. I made it about halfway of the steepest part, and it's a steep run, probably about 60 or 70 yards long, and it is probably close to 100% or 45 degrees grade, hard pack with leaves on it. And we spun out multiple times and didn't make it up. And it's one of them things I have to do by myself till I get all the leaves out of it. But anyway, we'll have videos of that. And anyway, hang around, watch us do some crazy things with this thing. Y'all take care. God bless.